Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream tonight for Unfiltered Reactions. You see the title, it's Time 15. I want 2 babies and child support. We're going to react to that video tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to keep you guys long tonight, but we will have the discussion as we normally do on Monday. Welcome to the Monday night show, Unfiltered Reactions. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. That is very important. If you do want to empty something into your boy pockets to get him some Starbucks in the morning on the way to work, you can go ahead and hit that Cash App at the bottom of the screen. You'll see it scrolling at the bottom for Black Man Unfiltered, $ Black Man Unfiltered. If you also want to give in another way, you can also join the channel and become a member of the channel, as well as a super chat as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. The people that are here right now, go ahead and hit the like button and hit that subscribe button so we can go ahead and build this channel bigger and better. We're bringing you guys great content, and in return, we're asking just for a like, subscribe, a Cash App, or a join the channel, or a super chat just to support this channel and the other shows as well as we continue to grow. So thank you guys for being here. All right, I'm going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to go ahead and bring everybody up that's going to be reacting tonight, and we'll move on from there, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy this nice groove, enjoy this nice beat, and we'll be back in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my tribe tonight to go ahead and react to this video. If you are watching right now, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button. Let somebody know that we're on and we're live and we're ready to get it in. All right, the first person I want to bring up is the queen of this thing. Give it up for yours truly, Queen Smiley in the building. Yeah.
Good evening, good people.
Absolutely. Queen Smiley will also be hosting the ladies tomorrow night. They're going to be getting it in, talking about, you know, simple things. She's going to take y'all back to the basics tomorrow night and talk about, you know, what men find attractive in women. Women have let themselves go terribly. They're walking around looking like goat herders. And so Queen Smiley is going to try to get them out of the feel of goat herding and back to reality. All right. So thank you, God, for Queen Smiley. That's 8:30 Central Standard Time tomorrow. That water look good. Damn, I need to give me a glass of water. All right. All right, coming up next, the underdog is in the building tonight. Give it up for yours truly. Give him hell all the way from Alabama. Mandrell in the building. All right. Last but not least, I got my boy in here all the way from Michigan. Give it up for yours truly. JT is in the building tonight. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? So, Mandrell, Queen Smiley, what's happening?
Yeah, Queen Smiley had a big-ass glass of water. Looked delicious.
Hey, man. Got to stay hydrated. It's what keep the skin looking good.
I know that's right. Well, Queen Smiley, you're the lady in the building. How have you been? Tell us, how was your last week and this week been? I haven't really talked to you, sweetheart.
So it's been super busy. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm switching cameras out last minute. But yeah, these past couple weeks been wild. Football season is coming to semi-tragic end. My son's team,
yes.
my son's team lost in the first round of playoffs Saturday, so they are out. But our girls, we're competing Saturday to see who goes to city. So hopefully our girls come through. Two of our teams won, though, our flag team and our 12U boys. They're both going to city. And yeah, the girls start their competition this weekend. So it's about to get interesting.
Absolutely. All right. Well, what about you, JT, man? What's going on in the great state of Michigan?
Big Michigan. Oh, man. Shit, U of M still doing it undefeated. Them damn Lions looking like shit.
Man, how many games have the Lions won this year? Right?
One. I'm done with it. I'm finished.
How many have they won in the last 10 years?
5.
You're right.
No,
10 years, y'all won like 5 games.
No. The year before they made the playoffs, homie. Stop playing.
Lies.
Mandrell, how about you, man? How you doing, bro?
All right.
This is boy.
I hate that. Yeah, you ain't gonna get nothing else out of that.
I'm saying that nigga be knowing he want a hug, man. Come here.
I'm telling you. Group hug is in effect.
I swear, everybody just ought to go to Alabama right now.
Yeah, go to Alabama.
Yeah, and just give him a group hug.
Just give him a big ass hug. He might start crying and shit.
Yeah, he gonna start crying.
What you need to do is keep your fucking hands off me. Keep your hands to yourself.
You'll be crying like the damn Tin Man. A teeny.
JT gonna do that ugly cry.
Come on with the lion. Come on with the lion. Put him up.
Hey man, I had an opportunity to go volunteer with some kids today. I used some VPTO. You know about that, Queen Smiley.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and did the whole thing. I mean, I was out there all day. I'm just tired. And but I had an opportunity to go out there and be with those babies and do a little makeup. I went out there as the Joker, and the kids loved it, man. Let me show y'all a picture real quick. This is how I went out there today to be with them babies.
Oh, stop it.
I gotta get this goddamn green dye out my head though. All right.
That's scary.
Yes, yeah, I gotta get it out. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's get back to the reaction here. Now I'm gonna play it. I don't know if y'all saw it.
First off, I hadn't saw it, but let me tell you this. I'm gonna stop jumping on these reaction videos and not looking at these dang on thumbnails.
You don't be ready for it.
You put that stuff up in the least time to react.
Yeah.
So I can determine whether or not I want to have this conversation. Okay.
7 minutes and 17 seconds. That's
17 seconds. Okay, listen. So I'm gonna play it and when we're gonna react to it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm 15. I want 2 babies and child support.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support.
Jeez.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Jeez.
I'm going to play it one more time for the people in the back.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support.
Jeez.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Jeez.
I would have loved to hear that answer right there.
Mandrell, we'll let you go first, buddy. What are your thoughts?
What do you want me to say? It's kind of par for the course, isn't it?
So she's being trained that way.
Absolutely. Where else are you going to get it from? You know, no, when I was coming up, my sister and all my female cousins, and me and my male cousins too, we all taught, okay, get married. You get old, get married. Get a wife, start a family. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start a family, get married. That's all we heard. So, I mean, she wants to get, no one's teaching her the value of a man. So women don't value men. You know what I'm saying? No one's teaching her the value of having a husband. It makes no sense if you're going to be with someone. It makes no sense to pay bills in 2 different residents when you can both live together and just split the bills. You get what I'm saying? No one's teaching her that, like how much more you'll have if you live together and split the bills. No one's teaching us. So, I mean, this is what you get. These women are being trained to be this way. They don't come up with it on their own.
Yep. You right. JT, what you got to say about it, man?
I mean, even if you ask grown people, I've asked grown people, you know, they're together and, you know, she has a baby or she's pregnant. And then you say, well, why don't y'all get married? First thing they're going to tell you is that we ain't ready for all of that. That's what you're going to get. That's the most common answer you're going to get, is that we're not ready for marriage. But we're ready to create a whole human being for the rest of their life. That's why I said I would have loved to hear that young girl's answer when that lady asked her, so that guy, you know, you don't want him to be your family member, but it's cool for him to be your kid's family member.
Right.
This is why you have to question if a lot of these men and women really love their children for real, like they say they do. Because that's my whole biggest thing, is that if you really love your child wholeheartedly, wouldn't you have an attempt to have at least, you know, it's like the effort to have a person that you respect, at least respect and like.
Right.
To the very least. And so you can get along with them, even if you guys don't have a marriage and a relationship, that at least you can still be co-parenters. At least you can like each other and trust each other enough that that child can have a decent parent. But a lot of people, if you hear how when you hear, it's even young folks, even in my generation, when they were young, you know, just to hear how girls and guys looked at each other. Ain't it crazy that people can sit back and swap bodily fluids, right? But if you ask them to eat each other's gum, it's like, that's nasty. You're like, how's that nasty? You just ate this person's ass. Which one is more nasty? You get, because it's kind of like they're having sex blindly, and
Stop it.
it's weird. It's like you would sit back and suck on this person and eat all through their whole orifices, but if you ask that person to eat your gum, they that's some nasty shit. You like, wait, you just ate this person's, So it's like they don't trust each other anyway. How is it that we want to have sex with somebody that we don't trust? And then we ended up giving them our kid a motherfucker we don't like or respect. Is that really loving your kid? I can understand if shit happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just at one point it used to be that shit happened, right? Now it's the rule. The majority of people that have kids together don't like each other. Right. As a matter of fact, the younger they are, the quicker that they're not together. So for instance, if she's about 18 to 21, by the time she's in her third trimester, her and that dude ain't even together no more. Matter of fact, she probably got another dude she talking to. She'll be married. I mean, she'll be having a baby by one guy, and it'll be another dude that's at the hospital with her, ready to sign his name on that child's birth certificate. So I don't think listening to that she was 15 years old, it doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't surprise me because it should be more surprising to hear what these adults be talking about than with these kids. I can understand a kid saying something like that. I can't understand an adult saying something like that. That's where she got it from.
Ooh. I'm trying to get myself together for Queen Smiley. Queen Smiley, your thoughts?
My thought is, I wish I would have read the thumbnail before I joined to have this conversation. JT just said something that just hit it. Back in the day, stuff like this used to happen. It just so happened to happen, right? And now it's becoming a standard because, like Mandrell said, it's what's being taught. Our young ladies are, and it's not so much as being taught to value a man, it's being taught to value yourself. Because who are you and what are you to this world that we're living in? And we're missing it. We're missing the mark, ladies. Mistakes happen. I guarantee her mom is a young mom herself. I'm sure her mom had her young, and the cycle just continues. Unfortunately, her mom chose to stay in that mess of a cycle that she's in. She didn't choose a different life. And I say that because I'm a young mom. I had a kid when I was a teenager, and I chose something different. We all have choices in life. We all make mistakes in life. And I'm not a product of my past. I'm a predictor of my own future. So I get to choose my path. And I do it consciously, knowing that I fucked up. I made some terrible decisions in my past. But that was one thing I learned, the value of myself. And so I myself had to teach that to my children. Some listen, some don't, but that's kids, right? But I guarantee at 15, I wish one of them would say, I want to have a baby and get child support. I'll punch them in their throat. I'd be mad right now because they grown, got their own houses. They get to talk about children. I get mad. Watch your mind. Keep talking about. But yeah, because I know what it is. I lived it. I had to live it because I was married when I was young also, right? So I was married young. And like I've said it before, y'all heard me say it out loud. Is there, and JT, I think you asked the same question. One, when do people, what age do people procreate? You know, what is that age? What is that age for people to get married? And I even had to say it then, like, look, there's no certain age. You know, our brains ain't even fully developed at that time. And then I recently had a conversation with my guy, and he shared a situation where some people married young and eventually got to a point where they didn't know who they were as individuals. So later on in the marriage, it's like, oh, I've come to realize who I am, and I don't even like you. Because that's essentially what kind of happens, you know, after some time as people learn themselves. So it's like, hey, I married young, that junk didn't work. And so I stayed single for quite a long time. And that was okay for me. Um, and I think oftentimes I hear men say, oh, well, a single parent or a single woman with kids need to be begging for somebody to marry them. No, you need to be begging to learn who you are. You need to be begging and yearning for yourself, who you are and what you have to offer in this world, what you have to offer to somebody else before you go around here trying to offer yourself to a man. Because that's just not it. What this little girl is saying, that's just not it. What her mom's them teaching, that's just not it. Um, Child support is not the answer, that broken system. And that's not a means of survival. That shit
Because
ain't even enough, because guess what? If you getting child
yeah,
support, guess what you also doing? The state also taking that money back for Medicaid, food stamp, welfare, all the stuff you getting from the government. Guess what they doing? A part of that child support, taking it back. So what's the point?
Queen Smiley, you can't tell them that though.
Oh, I know I can't.
You can't convince them of it. You can't convince them that they're wrong. They think this is the way to go. And again, they when I look at the side of women, there really is. I talked to my sister about it too, and like she said it first. She said women don't value men anymore. I
Women
said they
don't
don't
value
value marriage.
themselves.
I said
It
they don't
ain't
value
about
marriage
men.
either. Well, yeah, you're right.
That's the
You know, they
problem.
don't value
Women don't
themselves
value themselves.
because I don't understand. Like I don't understand how do they not do the math that child support is only temporary and you may not get much. So you know it could work against you. And why would you
But
settle for that?
but child support is also is welfare, and we know that you have a large group of people in America that live from one generation to the next generation off welfare. So you have people that knows nothing but welfare. Like one generation and the next they die being on welfare. They start from kids, then when they get older, they get, you know, some of them get a job and then they work just enough so they can get 6 months of unemployment. Then the next thing it is that they're going to go ahead and get, you know, destitute so they can get that $160 in food stamps. And if they're female, if they have, the more kids they get, the more, you know, that they get on the food stamp card. Now they got not only food stamps, but they got the little, what is it? They give you cash money now with that, give you a card with money on it.
That's
So you're talking
welfare.
about it's a full incentive for you not to get a job. So if you getting about about $1,500 a month in welfare money plus hustle money, plus you get a chance to take your card and you can hustle your EBT and, you know, what we call food stamps. This is how they go, and they go from one generation to the next generation. That's just what it is. And then with the guys, but what happens with the guys, their welfare system end up being when they get caught stealing somebody's car or, you know, sticking somebody up, their welfare is prison. So then they go there and then they get a chance to be on welfare for another 5 to 15 years.
JT, if
So
I
that's
may,
the men's. Yeah,
I got a question, and it's primarily the Queen Somali because you're female, and I think you're more qualified to answer this because of that. But JT, if you and Black Man, you got an answer too. Help me figure this out because here's something I've observed, and it comes primarily from women, is that when they're talking to their kids and the kids have aspirations and dreams and stuff, I've noticed an alarming amount of women who tell their kids to what they recommend the kid and get a kid steer the direction they steer their kid in is a path of least resistance. It's the easiest one. You know what I mean? It's like say a kid says he wants to be an engineer. Well, from what I gather, I think it's
Boy,
because
your
that
ass ain't
parent,
gonna be no engineer. You better go down and get you a job at Wendy's.
right?
Why?
Or go to Walmart or work at UPS or something, you know, or you want to start your own business. Why? That shit ain't gonna work. You know, it's always something crazy that they say to discourage the kid from taking risk. When everything you do in life is risk. You drink water, you run the risk of choking to death. You know what I'm saying? You walk outside.
Damn, that's how. Look, ironically, she's drinking a glass of
Look,
water.
you heard me. Hey, now I had to look at my water.
I mean,
Have a talk with it real quick.
I got a jug full of it right here that I'm drinking on. So, I mean, everything we do is risk. Everything. We're constantly weighing probability and playing the odds. So my thing is, why aren't they teaching the kids to shoot for the moon? I'd rather shoot for the moon and miss than to aim for the gutter and make it. But these women seem to be teaching the kids.
I like that. Wait a minute, we ain't gonna go past that shit. Say that shit again, bro.
Huh?
I'd rather reach for the moon and miss.
I said I'd rather aim for the moon and miss than to aim for the gutter and make it.
Oh, that's it. That's prophetic, nigga. I love it. I'm gonna steal that shit. Go ahead, Doc. I'm writing that shit down right now. I'm using this shit at work tomorrow. In the meeting in the morning.
You rather aim for the moon and miss than aim for the gutter and make it.
Ain't that a bars, nigga?
Black David, boring.
So my question is ultimately is and I don't want to say this as a definite, but why is it that women are teaching their kids to aim for the gutter?
Can you do this for me?
Yes.
Take the women off of it, okay? A lot of times in these YouTube space, we always want to put stuff on either women or men. We as people do this very thing, and here's why. It's what Jay just said. When you're born into something, that's what you're used to. That's what you're comfortable in. Anything and anybody come your way, guess what you're going to be advising them of? That mess that you in.
Right,
well,
but
you know better. How can you teach and tell someone better?
Gotcha. To be fair, when I'm harder on the men because here's why. Because like we had this conversation this weekend about bridging the gap between the younger generation of men and the older generation, right? Now, to be fair, I have to say that men of previous generation, including my own, we didn't teach these boys shit.
Same thing.
We failed. Right, so it's like if it's the guy, it could be a different. The man wasn't in the house for whatever reason. He just wasn't around by and large. And the guys who were in the house were like, just figure it out. You'll be all right. Like you got a lot of that. Am I right, JT?
You got a lot of that.
We got a lot of that.
It was.
Well, just figure it out. You'll be all right. And it's just like, no, you're not pointing them in any direction. So kids are gonna take influence from wherever they can get it because they're constantly looking for answers. You
said kids. Kids are gonna look wherever for influence.
Wherever, because so if they have one of the parents, right?
That's
true.
All I'm asking you to do is take the female, take the preface of the female off of it, and include all of us. Because guess what? We've all failed at some point.
Okay,
we are not teaching our children, boys and girls. We are not teaching our children better.
Okay, so why is it
I would love to make it to where like you asked the question. So I would love to say women are failing kids and women are not guiding children properly, but we all are not guiding our children properly because
we're all to blame.
That do it the same.
We're all to blame.
Since you asked the question about women, if a woman does not know any better, she cannot teach any better. And that goes the same for anybody, When she just don't know, she don't know. So if you come in here saying, hey, I want to be an engineer, and no offense, please don't nobody cut me down for using this example, but this the only name school I can come that sounds super black. Booker T. Washington, right? If your kid going down to Booker T. Washington and they got the basic curriculum down there with the borrowed books that are 10 years post-dated, guess what? That kid is not getting enriched enough for that child to come home because they saw a commercial, somebody came to do a expedition at the school to get some kind of credit for saying, oh, I went to the Black community and I did something special, right? And so they saw some kind of science fair or whatever the case may be and come home and say, oh my God, Mom, I want to be an astronaut. Oh, if y'all go sit your crazy looking ass down somewhere, tell me you want to be another damn astronaut. You better go ship your ass in there and do them damn dishes. Okay, but guess what? A man will say the same thing. Boy, go mow that damn yard, get your ass out my face. Go take that trash out, get out of my face. Because they know that's something that's not in their community to even offer their children. So for their children to dream that big, how can that parent meet that need?
Yep, they can't afford it.
But by taking them to a library and figuring out what they need to do to get there.
Listen to what you're saying. You're talking about people. Okay, all right, let's stay in the generation that we in. Okay.
Then you got Google. You really have no excuse now.
You have no excuse now, but again, what are parents now doing with their phones? Tweeting, Twittering, YouTube, and all that other stuff. They're doing everything but taking their children to the library. Okay? They're working these part-time jobs.
Even if empty, bro.
When I say they're empty, they're empty.
Yep, I took my kids to the library. You can hear two roaches fucking by the water fountain. It was so quiet up in there. Ain't nobody.
I was gonna say a rat pissing on cotton, but okay.
Right.
I don't know. Call me a weirdo, but I like the smell of old books.
I do too.
I like walking in the library.
I love it, bro. I'm with you.
But granted, all those resources are still out there. But when you have families who have little to no transportation, little to no education, little to no fire in their own ass, how can they put it in their children?
Well, and this is another angle you look at it too. Most parents that's out here that's in the work field, they're overworked. They don't have enough time to be, spending with their kids doing homework and sitting there talking about being an engineer and all that shit. And then you got to look at it, and then let's go to the other class of parents. They're less than what their children are. They don't have a great education. So it goes to the same thing on the level, water seeks its own level, right? Mm-hmm. So if you got a kid with a parent that first and foremost, they smoking a lot of weed, they drinking,
oh my
God. They got people coming over all day of the, every day of the week. They get off work. If it's the father there, he in the garage with the homeboys smoking weed and drinking, talking shit.
Shit, somebody smoking.
If it's the mom, that's what I'm saying. But that's how the kids end up over. Because right now, this is what it is. It's just we have a nation of people that are overindulging and stimulating their mind with marijuana and pills and alcohol and all these different things. So it goes to the whole point of running from pain and running towards pleasure. And those are the only choices that the majority of us can see. It's either too painful over here, so I'm going to run away from it. And then you got the pleasure. I'm going to run towards the pleasure. Drugs, sex, music, specifically rap, porn, all these different things that we seek for pleasure. When in all actuality, it's hindering our community because you got people that are not thinking for themselves because they're overindulged in being pleasured in the mind, and they're running from pain. So how do they run from pain? Smoking weed, the same shit. Smoking weed, having sex, all these different things. So this is why you hear so many people talk about, they're talking about what's this thing that they think that they're delivered from now, the pain. They say you got to be healed. If you notice, you got everybody parroting each other. You're not healed. It's kind of like the woke thing. You're not woke. You ain't woke.
Right.
Now it's the you're not healed thing. And now you have the younger and younger kids. They're taking their parents' talking points. You would hear 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds sitting there talking to their counterparts. Girl, you got to be healed.
I wish
you ain't healed.
Hey, I know. Look, I heard them say, "Who hurt you?"
Yeah, you got to remember
10,
too. They're having sex, man, very young now.
Yeah.
So they got boyfriends and stuff like this. So what Mandrell was asking is very pertinent, but we have to look at it as like just an observation also. Like I can observe it myself. All I got to do is just go, visit some family members in Detroit, be in that neighborhood, be in that whole environment, you're going to see it. You're going to see the whole thing and you be like, wow. But that's just one facet of it. Then you got people that live in the suburbs. Because what's happening now is that the suburban kids are catching way more hell than the ones that's in the hood. Because they're taking their ass to the hood and what they doing? Getting raped, getting killed, getting robbed, getting strung out on drugs. They can't handle this shit. It looks good. It looks cool when you see it on a video on TV. So then they want to be a part of it. They want to wear the do-rags and they want to holler gang, gang. And at the same time, remember, they're having sex. Guess what happens? Now there's a little baby being born by the little 15-year-old or 16-year-old. They got a baby daddy now that they automatically don't like.
Okay.
So they're consulting the older people, which is, guess what? On welfare.
Okay.
The men's welfare is a different type of welfare. It's more prison.
Misery
It's like
love
prison.
company, goddamn.
Halfway house.
Yep. Misery love company.
And they love company. You can't tell nobody that you about to get out the hood and expect them to say, come on, we're going to help you get out. They're going to look at you and say, you did good. The only time you get them talking about good job is when you did do it. And the first thing they say is, I told you, boy, you was going to, I told you, like on one of them movies where I told you to do that real estate thing.
Yeah.
Remember when I told you to do that real estate thing?
JT.
Love me $20.
If I may, my question is, because everyone on this panel is a parent except me.
Oh.
Okay. All of you had
your uncle,
the honor and glory and pleasure of siring a child. So I'm asking, because there's things that people are doing as parents I don't understand. Like I recognize the mistakes my parents made with me, and I'm just like, okay, I have a kid. If I have a child, I'm not doing that, not doing that, not doing this. You know what I mean? I know what I'm not gonna do. So
until you in that moment.
No, he's a human being.
I get it, but something
and a kid will make you want to kill yourself after you just realize what the fuck they did.
Right.
When they know better. And you be like, ain't
this right, I got you. But at the same time, there's certain things you just don't do. Some things I'm not gonna do as a parent from ever looking to have one. But so I don't see why people see these kids out here and they're in the hood, they know their situation. They know they're in welfare. Why are they not gaslighting kids to go do better? I don't understand. Is there a lack of motivation to do so? Because a kid in 8th grade, I want to have 2 kids. Also, you gonna get married? No. If I get married, then I can't get the child support. No one told this kid that having a husband who's working is far better than having child support payments. I mean, why are they not gaslighting kids to do better?
Because when you know better, you do better. And if that's a parent that don't know better, guess what?
Yep, stuck in
like you asking a question that's gonna keep going in a constant.
I get it, but my thing is, my thing is, how does she not know? How does that parent not know that there's something better out there?
If she's,
but you know that there's some better.
Bubble.
Yeah, but you see other people. You work around people who have more than you.
You ain't working because you're home in welfare. You watching Dr. Phil and Cheetah.
Mandrell, and you got to understand, man.
Is that how welfare works? Like you can't have a job.
You can't make a lot of money.
Like the more money you make, the less benefits you qualify for.
See, I only know, but I know some people who I know one person actually who's on SSI, and I'm familiar with that because my mother's boyfriend works for Social Security, right? SSI is only $733 a month. Maxed out.
We got a homeboy that's on
welfare. You can't make it off.
Stop. Time out. Let me tell y'all how this stuff works. And this is how it worked, because I know only because I stayed in the projects. Granted, I wasn't on no welfare. I've never received TANF. I did get food stamps for a little while, and I was so excited. Boy, I couldn't. Ooh,
happy about food stamps.
Heck yeah.
we got
groceries? You ever bought groceries for 5 kids, bro.
Man,
I wish I could.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
run
be
me the
happy as hell
snap.
too.
Shoot, I get pissed off when I go in the grocery store and I'm just in here with my little funky $40 trying to get just some bread and some eggs or something to hold me by. And Big
You
Booty
sure.
Judy coming by,
and you get
kids
that- look,
swinging
you get
off
that-
the.
You get
Look.
that food stamp card and be like, VIP, bitches.
Remember that old commercial? Charge it.
Charge it.
Yeah.
Charge it.
And Mandrell, first of all, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's up, DL? Because we so wrong
what's
for
up,
that. We
Hey,
just
what's
ain't
up, DL?
welcome
I'm
you in
sorry,
the
bro. What's
room.
going on, man?
Man, forget, man. That's all right. I see now I got to come in with my own buttons playing. Like, I ain't going to say shit to me. I guess I'm going to say something. Going to have me sitting over here like at the little people seat. I'm in the little people seat over here. They at the big people table over there. I'm over there. Shit. Oh, they see me over here? But here's the thing,
How
though.
it works. Go ahead, DL, since you just came in, and I'll tell you how this whole $700 and how many dollars maxed
Right.
out?
33.
$733
$733 a month.
I'm writing my
for
math
SSI.
down.
I'm
writing
going
my
to tell you.
math.
So
I'ma
everyone
tell you
out
like
there,
this.
that's all SSI is. $733.
Brother
I'ma tell you how
Mandrell,
it works
listen
right
up,
after
bro.
DL.
Listen up, man. When I was, I just got out the military, man. I was, got out the military, Gulf War veteran, all that good stuff. Who, all that. I'm back on the block, right? And I'm like working my ass off, right? Trying to just get to the next step. And I go over to see some of my people. Ain't nobody I'm messing with. Somebody I'm cool with. They in a complex, an apartment complex that I didn't qualify for. Me with my 3 jobs and no children, busting my ass, vet, no criminal record. They in a complex with a 3-bedroom. And I'm just trying to get in with the little studio efficiency type shit because it's like a really nice complex. And I didn't qualify, right? But I'm up in her spot. And I'm like, damn. And here's the thing. Everything she doing is off the books because you asked about working. She's like, look, if I go to school, I can't get the spot. If, if I go out and get a legit job somewhere, they're gonna put me and my kids out of the spot. You know what I mean? If I let if she had one baby daddy, kids, one man, if I let him stay here, they're gonna kick me out of this spot. You know what I'm saying? So the whole system is set up to benefit you and keep you ignorant. So when you say like, well, ain't they looking to do better? They already, if they really know how to work the system, they already doing the best that they can possibly do. In fact, doing better than me, the hardworking man who didn't fall into those pitfalls, those traps, doing better than me. So how are we gonna sit here and tell them, hey, girl, with a GED or less and a couple kids, how we gonna tell them to tell their kids to do better? And that's the problem.
And let me run the math for you. That's $733 worth SSI for one kid. $300 from a baby daddy for one kid. That's pushing $1,000 a month. You staying in this subsidized housing where your rent ain't but $18, $20, maybe $30 per month. You get energy assistance, so your light bill ain't going over $100. The
Come on,
water
Wick.
is included. Okay, you get WIC for the newborn baby. You get about $800 worth of SNAP benefits. That's an additional what? We pushing dang near $2,000 worth of free money that's coming into this house, right?
Yeah.
You win, and you doing hair,
and you doing hair,
and you
weed.
doing hair, and selling weed, and you babysitting your neighbor's kids who going to work. You winning.
You can't do better than that, and you ain't in the hood.
And
and the apartments are
some
nice.
of these girls are real good at doing hair. Shit, they making $600, $700 a day.
Easy.
Easy.
If they want to, easy.
If they
not on the
want to.
books.
If they want to. And guess what? They beating down their door. Come on, Laquita. Can you please do my thing? I don't know. I see. Come on. So the people are up the price to entice them to come do the hair because they doing the best hair.
So imagine you got enough money for food for the ages. You get WIC, you get milk, you get cheese, and then if you run a little short on bills, you can sell some of your food stamps, get that cash.
Poke man say Trump gave him that startup money.
Hold on. We forgot the number one hustle.
What's that?
Strip club.
Oh,
yeah.
You talking about off the books, bro?
What?
Yeah, no, man, that shit is off the. You go, especially you in the South where it's really popping at too. Man, all they gotta do is hit it for a lick because most of them they do. Yeah, most of them, if they good at what they do in the establishment is good, man, they probably ain't doing nothing but a day or 2 days a week, and they popping. They got a Thursday and a Friday. And
shit, not even.
between
Not,
them 2
I'm gonna
days,
tell you
man,
how they ran it in
killing it.
Cincinnati. I was doing the same thing up there, and shout out, shout out to my people, Midnight. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, sister. I mean, she, the finest, blackest woman I've ever seen in my life. She looked like an animation, bro. She was so fine.
Tough, Jenny.
She had one of those cute gaps in her teeth you could drive an Eldorado through. Man, she was so fine, even with the gap. She had 2 kids. She was on the county. But she would do private shows as a stripper.
You know
And
what that
trust
means?
me. No, she didn't even have to do that. She didn't even have to do that. Because these dudes was making it rain. Yeah, they talk about making it rain now, but man, listen, back in the 90s, them dudes were tricking off. They had so much money, they didn't know what to do with it. That's the first time I ever saw they making it rain with hundreds. You can't even see the flows. It's hundreds. She did that maybe twice a month. She did a couple parties on top of everything else. Shit, man, she was getting it more than me, bro. More than me off the books.
And you had 3 jobs.
Now let me say this, guys.
3 jobs.
So thank y'all for that. I appreciate that. Now look, I got another video. You know, we got an outro video I want to show y'all. We're gonna talk about this one until we close out. Let me go ahead and play it real quick. Mandrell, I hope you're ready.
What?
That day when you jumped on me and I told your up.
This is literally,
And me bullying you, no, I told you like this. I knew what you was when you was 3 years old. I knew you were gay. And I told you, be what you are and be the best that you are because you was half of me, period.
So sure. Okay, but why did it not translate to actions, right? Why were you never in my corner backing me up? Why were you never cheering for me? How come I went through my
Just like
entire...
when that boy tried to whoop your ass and I told you better tear his up, I was going to whoop your one, period. I never sat here and I had your corner.
She doesn't even know that when I left home, I tried to take my own life. She has no clue. Do you even know that?
Did you even know I even tried to take mine too? That day when you jumped.
Checkmate
That's just stressful.
on both ends. But it seems to me that the young people, what's what young people do? They out here, I'm a victim, woe is me. That's all of them. That's all of them. You look healthy.
Here's the thing. All right. Listen. This is what I'm talking about. Okay.
I hate it here.
This is what I'm talking about.
She said, I hate it here.
Now hold on. I dropped some shit on the floor. Let me get up and back in my seat. All right. Look.
I hate it here. You had to climb back up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, listen. Whew. Thank you, Black Man.
I mean, he's just grinning from
I mean,
ear, man.
All right, look. He's
put
pointing
a
fingers
meal in
at
front of
his
him.
mom now. All right. Because he says that he keeps trying to find something to blame on her, but I mean, he's clearly not looking at her circumstances wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? The totality of her circumstances. Like, he should have been done and be like, what? When she said, did you know I tried to take mine too? Like, she had problems too. It goes back to what Queen Smiley says. If they don't know better, then how are they going to teach better? I get it, but I mean, try is my thing. But he was looking for a reason to blame his mother. You know, and the guy tried to whoop his ass. Yeah. Play it one more again.
Play it one more time, bro. I have to, because I got to get the gist of this.
You need some merch. You need to make that merch. You need to make a hat.
That day when you jumped on me and I told your up.
This is literally,
And me bullying you, no, I told you like this. I knew what you was when you was 3 years old. I knew you were gay. And I told you, be what you are and be the best that you are because you was half of me, period.
So sure. Okay, but why did it not translate to actions, right? Why were you never in my corner backing me up? Why were you never cheering for me? How come I went through my
Just
entire...
like when that boy tried to whoop your ass and I told you better tear his up, I was going to whoop your one, period. I never sat here and I had your corner.
She doesn't even know that when I left home, I tried to take my own life. She has no clue. Do you even know that?
Did you even know I even tried to take mine too? That day when you jumped.
You know what's sad though is this is what pushes the ratings. This is what pushes the ratings. People look at that and be like, see, that's how all of them act. They all like that. That's so terrible, man.
Hey, thank you.
And they're not all like that.
Thank you, man, for being a member of the channel and giving me a $4 super chat. Appreciate you, brother.
That was Yeah, my thing is like, I mean, there's a lot of families that are like that where because I don't blame these mothers, the mothers who are honestly doing the best they can with what they have. You can't really blame them. She honestly did the best she could. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault women like that.
So you see what we're talking about because she can't see beyond that. How could that woman see beyond? You know what I mean? To help her son get on track to get that engineering degree or to get up out the hood.
Well, what you do is, what you can do is you can get him an apprenticeship at an auto mechanic shop when he's 12. You could do some research yourself on the weekends. Go to a library or go ask an engineer.
Now watch this. Do you know she probably had him about 16, 17? She ain't that much older than him. The thing is that life has been very hard for her and she's very masculine. And what happened was her masculinity, with that masculinity she had, she messed around and she emasculated her son. This was from the time when she was talking about.
I don't blame. Yeah, she didn't.
No, listen to what she said. That's why I said show it again.
She just knew he was feminine.
No, anytime your mom is not supposed to talk to her son that way, and I guarantee at the age he was, at some point,
I agree. Your mother's not supposed to talk
in his life.
Yeah, the mother's not supposed to talk rough to him.
Emasculating you like that.
Yeah, you can't have your mom talking rough to you like that. If you're a boy,
and let me tell you something. I bet you she wasn't like that all her life. But when she had him, or when she had the first child she had, she stayed that age. She stayed the age she was, the mentality. She stayed right there where she was at, and she's never grown up ever since. It's trauma. That is trauma. So that's why, I do try to come from a space of not being able to blame, because what do you do when you blame somebody? You know what I'm saying? It's you blame them. Well, okay. But if we sit back and say, no, this is what happened, even if she wasn't trying, this is what happened because of what happened to her. Guarantee if you hear her story, guarantee she was either molested or raped and abused physically. It's just that it's like a cancer that we all have, man. It just goes from one to the next, to the next, to the next. It's not really about judging or blaming. It is what it is, but we have to be able to call it out and see what it is. You asked the question earlier, Mandrell, how does this happen? That's how it happened. They don't see in front of them. They can't see possibilities in front of them.
Right.
When you got somebody that say, I want to be an NBA basketball player. Nobody believes in that person until they see them out there doing some real shit in high school when you in the hood, and you got everybody trying to cash in on you. Until when you get there and you get to college and you ain't even playing, you riding the bench, or you only went and in your second year in college, you're not even playing basketball no more. This is what it is. You got to do. That's why when sometimes I hear people saying, I want to give thanks to all these different people they name. I'm like, man, you better just cut it off at you and God. Because sometimes some of these people did not believe in you. They didn't start believing in you until they start seeing the residuals come from it. All they think about is basketball or baseball or all these different things, which is not a bad thing. But the odds, you got a better chance of winning the damn Mega Millions than you do in being a damn football player or basketball player in the NBA or the NFL. You got a better chance at winning in the Mega Millions or the other shit.
I'm glad you said something. It's up to $1 billion down here. Okay, go buy me one of them tickets.
Did somebody win Saturday?
Yeah,
absolutely. This, man. I saw a rapper. He did an interview the other day, and he said he was really good at rapping, and he had an opportunity to buy studio time. He said it was around income tax time, and he said he sent he told his Daddy, can you please send out a multi-text and ask everybody in the family just to donate $100 so I can get studio time. And he says Daddy said okay, and so his daddy created a group message, sent it out to everybody, and asked for $100. He said automatically his mom and dad gave him $100, so he didn't count them. He said, but out of all those family members, out of 30, 40 people, only 2 people gave $100 for his dream. Now he just signed his multi-million-dollar contract. Guess what he said? My mom and daddy and those 2 people that donated $100 to me, ain't never got to
Ain't
work
gotta-
again in they fucking
Ain't got to
life.
worry about it.
He said
nothing else.
everybody else
Yep.
that didn't give me nothing don't even fucking come approach me and ask me shit.
No doubt.
I wouldn't even be angry about it. I just be like, it's cool. I look at this business. You didn't invest. So why are you expecting dividends? You want dividends, but you didn't invest. How does that work?
That's why when you hear people talking about going back to the hood, what the hood ever gave you? With a bunch of trauma, a bunch of turmoil.
I go back to the hood. My cousin went to the hood, went back home. This was years and years ago, right? My cousin moved away. I moved away. We got out. And he went home. One of the trips he was home, he was back on the block. And one of his homies saw him and ran up on him. And my cousin was like, but what's up? Dude was mad. Like he was ready to fight him. Like, he almost had tears in his eyes. What are you doing back here? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, I just came back for the weekend or whatever. And dude was like, all right, cool. Because so many people, they were just so proud that they were like, man, at least one of us got out. You were the one that got out. He was like, it would break my heart if I found out you was back here on this block. You know what I mean? So there are people out there who they support you and they want to see you go. And when you gone, they don't want to see you again. And it's all love because they know it ain't shit here. Like it ain't shit here. You made it out, man. Like I said, my people, man, I was in the streets with my cousin. Listen, you know what I mean? So like for him to get away from all that, and then when he came back, one of his homies was like hurt, like wanted to fight him, like you need to get out of here. So there are people that support you in that sense. You know what I mean? But most of your family just keeping it 100, man, they ain't gonna throw no money at you. Oh, you just gonna be a rapper. You ain't got no talent, da 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 da. And then you make it, and they gonna come out there hat in hand, talking about, you know what I mean? Because you helped me on my AC unit. I need a new AC unit. I ain't got nothing for you, bro. You didn't invest. I can't help you.
Exactly. Information man, again, thank you, brother. I didn't play your super chat song, so I'll go ahead and give it to you tonight, brother. This for you, man.
Girl, we've been together such a long, long time. And when you're near me, my heart does shine. So I got to ask before we start. It's a question straight from my heart. Can I see
Can I get you one today?
Oh, girl, just give me one today. Ooh.
I just want to see one of your titties, girl.
Black man, where you be finding this shit at, bro? In living color.
You know who that's supposed to be?
Who?
El DeBarge.
El DeBarge.
That's supposed to be El DeBarge.
Yeah, Jim Carrey playing El DeBarge on Soul Train.
He fucking around, he gonna get shanked. He messing around with El and Chico and them.
In Living Colors.
That's Living Color, yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro, that was hilarious.
That's my shit. I always send my girl that.
When they come
I always
from
send
the
her that song.
heart.
Can I see one
Man,
titty?
can I see one?
Y'all stupid,
I just
bro.
want to see one
That
titty,
is
baby.
so dumb.
That's so stupid,
Oh,
man.
my
I,
God.
So let me
Hey,
ask
Jim,
you a
you know what?
question.
Go ahead, baby.
Go ahead, finish your
No, I
statement.
wasn't gonna say that. Hey, thank you again, Queen Smiley, for gracing us with your beauty and your intelligence tonight.
here.
Without you, it's not possible for some people, and so I just want you to know that you are the chosen one. Okay.
A gracious bow.
Thank
Here,
you.
here. I saw some old rich white folks say that. Here. So I'm just gonna say
Here.
it.
Yeah.
What's here? What's in here?
Yeah, because when they normally say that, when they say it to black folk, they be like, here, the trash over here. Come sweep over here and here.
Oh man, y'all
Drama went
crazy. So
away.
I mean, but again, for the people out there that didn't see the two videos, I'm gonna play them back to back, so y'all can see both of them before we get out of here. Here we go.
But Queen Smiley did have something to say though, didn't she?
Yeah.
I had a question, but he can go ahead and play it back to back, and I can answer it. I can ask the question after he plays that second video again.
Okay, here we go. Here goes the first one, then I'll play the second one. Then we got Queen Smiley up.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support.
Jeez.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Jesus.
Man, for the people in, I'm telling you one more time. I'm gonna play them 2 times. Here we go.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support.
Jesus.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Jesus.
That day when you jumped on me and I told your up.
This is literally, this is
me
Betty.
bullying you. No, I told you like this. I knew what you was when you was 3 years old. I knew you were gay, and I told you be what you are and be the best that you are, because you was half of me. Period.
So sure. Okay, but why did not translate the actions, right? Why were you never in my corner backing me up? Why were you never cheering for me? How come I went through my
just
entire...
like when that boy tried to whoop your ass, and I told you better tear his up, I was gonna whoop your one. Period. I never sat here and I had your corner.
She doesn't even know that when I left home, I tried to take my own life. She has no clue. Do you even know that?
Did you even know I even tried to take mine too? That day when you jumped.
Wait a minute.
Here's the thing with that. Now that one with the gay, he I think I know what that is. He wanted his mother to love him the way he wanted her to love him. You know what I'm saying? Like
she had a mom.
She mom, bro. Well, she couldn't if she was by herself and she had a gay son.
So here you go, and that was my question.
3 years old.
So let me ask y'all this, because here's my question to the guys. Because when we first played that video, and thank you, Mandrell, for bringing that point out, because that's exactly where I'm going. So when you played the video, the first thing the guy said was, oh, she's so masculine. Oh, she shouldn't talk to her son this way. I'm hearing all this woe in me nigga talk. Okay. Love you guys. I know y'all mean well. However, what do support look like? That's my question. What are y'all looking for in regards to support? I get it.
You talking about from my mother?
From this mom. What exactly are y'all looking for? I get it. Her tone is aggressive because they're arguing on a panel, right?
No, we have to go deeper than that.
Right. It's deeper than it's a whole lot. So I ain't asking y'all personally. So I don't want to set off nobody triggers. No, that's good. But in regard to this conversation that they're having in this panel, what exactly is support looking like for y'all? Because here's a guy who's tried to come into who he is, and he's complaining, saying his mama has never been there. She's never stood in his corner. She's never done XYZ, blah, 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 right? But as he's saying that, she said, look, I knew what you were when you were 3. I knew you were gay, okay? And I said, you be the best of whoever you are, whatever you gonna be that, because you're half of me. So she's acknowledged him and she's accepted him. Then he say, but you ain't never been in my corner. Oh my gosh, she ain't completely disconnected from her son. So I ain't gonna even say that, because she just said, you are half of me. So be the best at whoever you want to be, right?
But she did just have a...
Listen, hold on, let me out. I'm going to let you have it because you just came in. Appreciate you for coming. But then he goes on and say, hey, you ain't never been in my corner. She said, yes, I was. Because guess what? This is the same thing a guy would have told their son. He was having a fight with a guy, came in crying to mama. What'd she say? You better go out there and beat his ass. Because if you don't beat his ass, I'm going to beat your ass. Okay?
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Is that not what men say? All right. And then he go on to continue to say, but you still ain't, you don't even know nothing about me. You don't know. When I left the house, I tried to take myself, first off, how she was supposed to know you were gone. And you ain't even acknowledging the struggles your mama having with just raising you, trying to be the best that you are. So you want somebody to acknowledge you, sympathize with you, not even empathize, because she's empathized with you. You want her to sympathize with you, yet you're not going to acknowledge anything else outside of you and your petty whining.
So
what does that support look like? What exactly is men? What does men looking like? Like what you looking for?
What's up, y'all? I just came in.
What's up, C?
About the show.
Yo, CJ.
My
Good,
man.
CJ.
Oh,
I called you earlier, bro.
I ain't even
No,
see
he
the
no, he
call.
didn't. No, he didn't.
I saw a text. I didn't see the
Folks say
call.
half of me, half of a woman.
But
That too.
I mean, one thing that stuck out to me was the instant competition of when she said that when he whatever that was said that he was dealing with self deletion. She said, "Well, I try to do it too." It's like
There wasn't a time for her to do that.
it's like
It wasn't
for her
the
to say
time.
me too.
it was.
Totally get
But
it.
that's so when I see that, I'm thinking about what's happening off camera. I'm thinking about what's going on. Do I disagree with her? If he go fight with his whoever that was, and she said if you don't do it, and when you come back in the home, I'm gonna whoop you. That's an old school mentality. I ain't against that, but I would expect for a father to say something like that. That's just my thing. I wouldn't expect a mother to do no stuff like that. But I guess it's right, wrong, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just looking at the fact that she competing with her son.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That's a
definitely
bigger issue.
Because every time
this is the thing.
every time he
It's
said something about his pain, she matched it.
you got to remember he's speaking from a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
My mother
That's
did the
that
same
little
thing.
boy.
So is she.
Right.
But that ain't
But
his
understand-
problem. That ain't his. This is
I
the
get it.
thing.
Right. That ain't his problem. I'm not making it is.
Right. So it's not his problem. And I tell people this. I told my own kids this. People care about kids until they're grown. You can have the same, you can have all this shit messed up with you. But as soon as you turn, if you're a boy, as soon as you turn 14, 16, don't nobody give a fuck about you no more.
You sure
They
right
know
about
that
that,
the
boy.
shit happened to you. They know what happened to you. But when your age change and you start getting closer to an adult, now they don't give a fuck about you. With girls, it's a little bit different. 18 to 21, that's when people stop fucking getting fuck with you. The ones that want that should be having you, not just having your back, because that ain't having his back, was the mother. It should have happened from maternal, from when he was in the womb. This is shit that he was suffering from her ass, from her not making good decisions. There's no way you could tell me that one was making good decisions. Given, okay, the boy was gay and all that. But when he started looking like a woman with the damn, all that, and having all that shit on there, that's eternal issues he has.
Whoa.
And that's eternal issues that he had with his mama. Because guess what? When it first came on, she was saying, when you try to jump on me, and remember when I whipped your ass? That's when you having a problem already.
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes down to it, yeah, he's wrong, but I can tell you right now, if it was his sister, if it was somebody that was not an adult that was supposed to be taking care of him all the way to the womb, from the womb to the tomb, I would have understood it. But she put a lot of anguish on that boy.
So Queen Smiling.
And there was not the time for her to sit back when he was telling her about his pain, for her to sit back and say, well, I'm doing pain too. But I didn't inflict the pain on you. You inflicted the pain on me.
Right. So what was said before I got here? Like the Queen, what did you have what was your question pertaining to Queen Smile before I got here? Because
My question was to the guys, because just like JT said, I get it. There's a whole lot of history of chaos in this relationship. So in initially watching the video, it's, oh my gosh, she's so masculine. Oh my gosh, she's so this. We can see that both of them fucked up. Okay.
That's what was said, the masculine thing.
Yeah. So they were talking about how masculine she is, how aggressive she is, and pretty much the mama got to take ownership for the way she raised her kid. Granted, I get all of that, but in regards to support, what do y'all want that support to look like? Because is she wrong for matching his energy? Yeah, but the relationship at this point is too far gone. So I ain't gonna even address
I put her
that.
as in time. I ain't gonna even lie. If that was my mama, if she talked to me the way that she talked to me, and I started grasping up, first thing I would have got rid of, the first toxic thing I got in my life is her ass.
You see what I'm saying? But
I would have got her ass out of my fucking life.
Part. When people sometimes find themselves wanting to be at war with all these principalities they have mentally and emotionally and all this stuff, the reason why they're struggling with all this stuff is because they're wanting to hang on to that dysfunction.
Yes,
that's why both of their crazy asses are up here. So I didn't even want to touch the behind the scenes chaos. I just wanted to ask about the support in general.
The initial reaction.
He's crying about support, but what do you want that support to look like when yes, she's being very combative, but she's coming back with, hey, here's times where I've supported
And she
you.
is
Here's
on the
times
show,
where
so she looking bad.
exactly.
trying
So
to
it's
get
right,
made
and that's
to
another
look like
thing.
that way.
And some people,
Yeah, and that's another thing.
And some
Absolutely.
people, some people so in love with that trauma. They're so in love with the trauma because of the attention they get from it.
They competition.
They like being exported, especially once they get a chance to
Exactly.
get on network TV and shit like that. Oh, they jump to because they don't have anything in their life that's worth being proud of. So these are the things that happen.
Exactly.
And it's just so sad. Again, hey, yeah, it's like.
But here's the thing, though.
For the boy when he's a kid, but once he's a grown ass man, man, that's hard.
Sir Hell Speaks is in the building tonight with the 1999 super chat. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, there it is right there.
All right, so listen, we're gonna bring this back. Sir Hell Speaks. This is for you, brother. You may not have seen this before because you're too young. But here you go. Can I get one tea? All right, everybody mute and let our guest singer tonight do his solo. Here we go.
Girl, we've been together such a long, long time. And when you're near me, my heart does shine. So I got to ask before we start. It's a question straight from my heart. Can I see one today? Oh, girl, just give me one today. Ooh.
I just want to see one of your titties, girl.
That shit wild. Hey, but you know what? That young man in that video, though, real talk, that young man in that video, even if his mom's was the mom that he wanted, wouldn't he still find some fault?
Facts.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. And that's why I asked the question, what is support looking like? Because not just him, but if you listen to the younger generation right now, that's all they're doing. And I can even say my kids have done the same thing to me and tried to say, well, Ma, you were gone.
Support what you doing.
Ma,
That's what they want.
You left me, and Ma, you this. Kids, if you watching, y'all know I love you. We've had this conversation, so don't come for me tomorrow, okay? So because my kids are trying, Ma, why you got to do that?
It seems like he wanted to. She wanted her to support him being what he is. That's what it seemed like.
It's the same thing that we show with the father.
He wanted her to applaud her.
Yeah.
Applaud him in in what he's doing. And she said, look, I acknowledge it. I accept it. You're going to be just that. But if you want me to sit up here and act like, I can see JT being her on that panel.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be happy about it at all.
He's sitting right there with his son, cussing him out for everything he worth. Yep. Negro, you out your mind. Boy, I done told you. You came from my nuts. Yeah, boy, shut up. Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
Wait. Look, I cussed the host out. I cussed the producer out, the cameraman, everybody getting cussed out.
How would y'all see me handling that situation?
You wouldn't even show it up.
You wouldn't. I mean, you don't want that attention. You ain't trying to be on TV, bro.
Your mama, you're the type of person. You're a mama's boy, so you wouldn't even go there with your mama. You be quiet. You wouldn't even say nothing.
Yeah, sit there the whole time.
I wouldn't even put mama.
Yeah. Your mama probably say you stand there and hold the Kool-Aid. Boy, stand right here and hold this Kool-Aid. Don't you touch that Kool-Aid.
Like,
ain't no way you gonna do.
My mama and I don't have that kind of relationship.
I don't see you disrespecting nobody, bro. You ain't gonna be on nobody's. You ain't gonna be on nobody's TV show, bro.
Right, that's number one. I'm not gonna disrespect my mother, but I mean, hold my Kool-Aid. I'm gonna walk right off. You know better.
Stop.
Y'all didn't get that shit. You didn't even catch it.
Hey, Sir Hale's in the house. Sir Hale speaks up in this
piece.
Sir Hale,
what's up? Why?
What's up?
So, Sir Hale, did you get a chance to see the videos, brother?
Sir Hale coming here looking.
What's up, my brother? How are you? What's going on, everybody?
Man? What's going on, boy?
Good. Peace, Smiley, Mandrell, JT, Fi, DL Singh. Good to see you guys.
So, so Sir Hale, I'm gonna play the video back for Sir Hale so he can see.
That day when you jumped on me and I told your up.
This is literally
and me bullying you. No, I told you like this. I knew what you was when you was 3 years old. I knew you were gay, and I told you be what you are and be the best that you are because you was half of me. Period.
So sure. Okay, but why did not translate the actions, right? Why were you never in my corner backing me up? Why were you never cheering for me? How come I went through my
just
entire...
like when that boy tried to whoop your ass and I told you better tear his up, I was gonna whoop your one. Period. I never sat here and I had your corner.
She doesn't even know that when I left home, I tried to take my own life. She has no clue. Do you even know that?
Did you even know I even tried to take mine too? That day when you jumped.
Jenny, go
It's a hold on, y'all. Before Sir Hell go, because I know
Christ.
Sir Hell finna cook. Before y'all go, we all missed a line in there. Did you hear the part when he said, "Even you never had my back, you was never in my corner, and all those years I had to," and she cut him right off.
Yeah.
She said, "Remember I told you about going outside fighting?" She didn't want nobody to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
She cut him completely off. She did not let him finish that.
She was 100% on the defense.
Absolutely, Sir Hell Speed. What you got?
Oh man, that's black, not black women, but mothers in general that I've noticed. They want to be praised for all that they did and ignored for what they didn't do. And I think it's important for mothers to be able to hear, "Thank you for what you did. I thank you. But there were some key things I needed from you that you didn't give me," without that being assumed that that's an attack. And so when I heard that, I'm like, that's why kids be depressed, because you can be gaslit to think that if you communicate a problem, then you're ungrateful for all that was. And y'all know that that's how it is in a lot of our families. If you bring up some criticism, or I was a bad mama, or I was a bad father, or you said I didn't do this. Remember the time I told you? I did remember that fight. But do you remember why I got into that fight and my self-esteem leading up to that and all the other issues that led up to that? That's what we don't want to talk about. So me hearing that young man cut off, to me, just it just echoes what happens with so many people.
Yeah. That's the conversation that me and my kids had to have. That's the very thing. That's why I just jokingly said, y'all don't come for me, because we already been down this road, right? Because it was the same thing. You know, me as a parent, not trying to be a stereotype. And so I'm grinding and I'm trying to make stuff happen because I don't want their lives to look like mine did when I was younger. So I'm intentionally trying to get out of the hood. I'm intentionally trying to get them from around, certain family members and being in certain environments. I'm constantly moving and shaking, trying to make things happen for them. But in hindsight, I wasn't meeting all their needs emotionally and mentally. And so that didn't come out until they were adults. What's up?
And Queen, and for the whole panel, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm a parent as well. What do we owe our children really as parents? Like what is the bare minimum we owe our children?
I mean, you have to, so there's no bare minimum, because it depends on what you want your child to have. And it depends on the mindset and the angle you're coming from. It's a whole lot of nuances. What do we owe our children? We owe our children everything.
Exactly.
To a certain extent. You get what I'm saying? We owe them explanations, okay? We owe them some conversations, because a lot of times when I was coming up as a get out of grown folk, mind your business, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Shut your mouth. Don't say nothing back to me when all they're trying to do is get understanding.
Who you question? I know you're not questioning me. Get your
because
ass
that's how
out.
I felt it sometimes, because I'm under pressure and I'm under stress.
You're doing a lot.
I got a lot going on.
Exactly.
I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need you saying nothing to me. I just need you to go in that room and close that door like I asked you to do and get out my face, because I'm trying to take my little.
But I can show you. I can answer that too.
Yeah, but in hindsight, I owe the explanation at that time. Look, I'm asking you to do X, Y, Z because this is what's truly going on. I know you won't understand it right now, but when you get older, you will see it.
Easier said than done.
Now we've had the conversation, but that's after the damage was done.
Yeah. It's easier said than done, for sure.
Was broken and we've mended, right? So we owe them everything. We owe them those 2 minutes to say, "Hey, look, you don't get it right now, but hey, go ahead."
I want to hear an answer from everybody if I could. We could go back to Black Man and even Mandrell, even though you ain't got no little ones, but I want to hear an answer from everyone on that. What do we owe our children?
Go ahead, Sir Hill. You can go.
Yeah, so I just want to say this real quick because I'm trying to get my health on. Mandrell, you'll be proud. I think it's a couple things. We get the explanation. We don't get heard. So I think even before we get to the explanation on why things was, we owe our kids an ear to at least hear their frustrations, especially if we know we didn't do everything that we needed to do. So it starts with listening first.
Yeah.
At what point, Sir Hill?
What do you mean?
You saying it starts with listening? So we're talking about now your grown child in hindsight, or are we talking now because I have a daughter, she's going to be 14 in a few months. So again, that's what I'm like. So what do we owe our children as we're raising them? And I'm hearing what Queen Smiley and Black Man are saying, but I'm also trying to figure it out, because I'm not my my father and I'm not my mom.
Yeah.
Right. But don't I owe my daughter some of that hardness that helped forge me?
Yes, you do.
For the most part, you owe them direction and correction.
Right.
You owe them a preparation so they can have the best chance at life as possible. That's what you owe them.
Right.
Everything else is an extra, but you have to give them. You owe them the opportunity to at least prepare to be the best human being that they possibly can be, and that's with being stern, being a person that's giving them direction in life, giving them correction when they need to have correction. You know, all these different things. Of course, it's going to come with clothing and eating and, you know, all these different things. But for a bare minimum, that's what it is. Get them so when they get to be an adult, they have the best opportunity possible to be a better human being.
Okay, CJ?
When they're adolescent, young kids, before they get to adulthood, you owe them everything that you can give them. Whatever that looks like for you, that's what you owe them. Like with my daughter, I owe her to have a conversation with her about why me and her mama ain't in the same house. She needs to understand that, because if I don't tell her, she's going to ask somebody else why. So I owe her that conversation. I owe her to put her in the best position. I owe her to be her. I owe her by being her father. That's whatever that entails for you. Because kids gonna have it's gonna be something I didn't do. I know that. It's gonna be something my daughter didn't appreciate that I did, or didn't appreciate that I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I can't control it, because kids think they're supposed to have everything. Honestly, they're not. So I feel like the best way for me to say it is, whatever you can do as a father, mother, you owe that to your children.
All right. Brother Mandrell, I know you don't have any kids, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on this, man. What do parents owe their children?
It goes back to what JT said, correction and direction. You don't have to love them, but you do need to give them correction and direction. You owe it to them to teach them to be a stable, functioning, and productive citizen. You know, they didn't ask to be here.
And you said correction and direction.
Direction, yeah.
Okay. Queen Smiley and then Black Man.
And with that correction and direction, an explanation along with it. Oftentimes, we as parents, parents
we got a problem with that.
We love to discipline and don't tell our children why. And I didn't learn that until maybe later on down the line. So with I got one left at the house, and literally before we even go into the discipline, we have a full conversation. Right. Hey, talk me through this. Why? What happened?
All right.
And then we move into the, hey, now this is what we about to do.
That's why children be terrified, because they don't understand what the fuck really going on.
All right. Brother Black Man, I'm real curious to hear what you have to say about this.
I think that you have to have relationship before you have discipleship. You see, because what relationship gives balance to the discipline, right? So if I'm whooping your ass every day, you only know me for whooping your ass. But if I have relationship, which includes a balance of love and discipline, then you know when I'm whooping your ass, you know I'm doing something to you, but you still know at the end of the day that I still love you too, because this is not a consistent thing that I do every day, right? I'm not beating your ass every day. I'm not getting on your case every day. I'm not in your face every day. But when you know it, you know my intentions are good. When I'm coming to you and telling you what it is, what life is, what road to take, I'm telling you these things because I love you. And I'm going to be on your ass sometimes, but I'm also going to go out and have dinner with my daughter. I'm going to take my daughter on a daughter daddy date. I'm going to take my son out to the basketball game. Right? We're going to go see the Harlem Globetrotters or some shit. We're going to go paintball shooting. We're going to go out and do golf or something different.
Relationship.
Right? It's that relationship. And then once that relationship is established, when I have to discipline my son or scold him, then he knows, dang, it ain't my daddy going to scold me now, but he's still later on, he's still going to love me. He's still going to feed me.
And they'll know they messed up because they know how you are in that relationship.
Exactly. Right. What we do as a people, let's talk about it. What we do as Black parents, We say we whooping ass and cussing out every day. There's no balance. Ain't nobody taking nobody to dinner. Ain't nobody watching movies. Ain't nobody popping popcorn. Ain't nobody taking the kids to the lake. No man's taking their sons fishing. The mama's not taking the daughters out to get to the mall to look at dresses through the window shopping. Nothing. There's nothing but discipline. Nothing. When those kids come in, all those kids gonna be thinking about, damn, my mama finna cuss my ass out again today. Queen Smile, you know that when we grew up, I knew I'm finna get my ass cussed out all the way. And I know that my mama ain't finna do nothing later, because back then parents looked at that as weak parenting if you whoop somebody's ass and then later on you loving on them. No.
You know one thing that I learned about being a parent though that was dope, which would have actually, if I had somebody, earlier in my life that I wanted to have, because I would have loved to have at least 2 more kids, right?
Right.
But it was only because I was like, man, it's dope as hell if being a parent where you can try different styles of parenting, right?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Especially when you got all different types of kids. It like one of the things that I think a lot of people took for granted was that being a parent, like being able to be around your kids all that time, they get tired. You know how people get, like we were just talking about now, when you got people, they so used to having a kid right there where they don't even use their imagination being a parent. They think it's just one way because of how they were done. You know what's the craziest thing about being human beings? Is that we don't have to go through the way because we were brought up that way. We ain't got to be that way. Our mind is so powerful, man, where we can get out of that way and we can think ourselves out of that way. But we have to have the courage to want to be able to think outside the box. And a lot of people don't have the courage to do it. One of the things I've seen where guys was like, I don't whoop my kids. That don't mean that he's a bad parent because he don't. Right. Or another kid say, nope, I discipline my kids by whooping them. They don't make him a bad person. These are different ways on how you parent. Shit. I was big on taking my kids' time.
Yeah.
That's all I have to do. Take your goddamn time.
I don't have to whoop my daughter. I don't have to.
I had 2 daughters. Yeah. All I had to do was just
raise the voice
Right. And my 15-year-old son, I do have to raise my voice, but at the same time, I'll just let him, I tell him to do something, he don't do it. I don't say nothing. But when game day come and it's time to go suit up, I'm right there in the locker room. They go get in the car, bro. You're not going with the team tonight. Gee, hey, that crush him. What?
They used to crush me.
I'm gonna lose my starting. I don't care. You need to do what I told you on Monday to do.
That shit hurt. Nigga.
I let him go the whole week, go practice everything. Friday night, get in the car. Yeah, so
that's a creative parent,
and I don't have no more problems. So, Sir Hell, I want you to see this video, and then we're gonna get everybody final thoughts on this last video, and then we're gonna be out. Here we go, guys.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support.
Jeez.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Jesus.
Sir Hill speaks. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I'm leaving.
Can't go now. What Queen Smiley say? I hate it here. Is that what you said?
Is this 8th grade?
8th grade.
That's from mama. That's mama. Yep. No one gets that mindset at that age without that info. I'm grossed out. I'm disappointed, man, because if she's like that at 8th grade, what is she gonna be like at 30? Is she gonna change?
Nope.
And if she has some kids,
worse. She's gonna get worse.
Right. And if she has some kids, she's gonna perpetuate that same thing. That's one of the most terrible things I've heard.
And then may grow up and fill out enough and be beautiful enough to try to date one of our sons. Hell no.
Unless there's a divine intervention.
Yep. Hell no. If you taught that at 8th grade and by the time you get to 11th, 12th grade, it's instilled in you enough to make it a part of your lifestyle.
Right.
And you're going to be out here pumping out babies just to get money.
But JT just said that's the beautiful thing about being human. We have
volition. No. But go ahead and finish, sir. My bad. I ain't mean to cut y'all, brother.
Oh, I'm done. Like that.
You're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, that was it. That's all I had.
Shit. But, so what are your? I'm gonna get Sir Hell. I'm gonna get Sir Hell since she went first. I'm gonna get your final thoughts. Go ahead, bro. What you got?
Tonight I'm done. It's over with. I'm out. I came right in just to leave after I heard what I heard tonight. Mothers. We need our mothers to be mamas, not women with kids. And this means we raise our daughters to be valuable, to think of themselves as something more than child support collection plates. We got to do better.
Damn.
And I'm putting it
child support collection plates.
And I'm putting the responsibility on mothers to teach your kids to do better than you did. Just because you were a baby mother or you made mistakes, don't try to teach your daughter to do the same thing so that you got somebody that's your partner in your misery. Let's do better and let's elevate. And fathers, don't impregnate women who don't have values, because we are just as responsible as the mothers who are raising these kids. If we know that this is how she is and we choose to shoot up that club, we got to do better so that these kids have a chance to make it in this world. I'm Sir Hill Speaks, and I approve this message.
Man.
Love that.
Hey, man, we're not just going to go over this child support collection plates. That's a sermon. That'll preach right there. It double side. Okay. Let's see.
This man here is a damn fool.
All right, man. So here we go. CJ, shut up. All right, man. We're gonna get CJ in here, man, with his final thoughts, brother. What are your final thoughts about what you saw tonight, man?
That last video, you know what that sound like to me?
What's that?
That sound like hurt. That sound like pain. That sound like your surroundings being horrible. That sounds like I need love out of a child and I don't want the structure of a man because I never had it. That's what that sounds like to me.
Right.
And when I hear that, I mean, it's heartbreaking, but I'd be lying if I said I never heard that before coming up where I came up. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the mentality. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. And like Sir Hill said, I'm going this way more often in my life. I'm really looking at myself a lot more and the brothers around me. I'm trying to get them to understand, bro. The reason we should have stayed virgins as long as we could have, because the moment you get in that box, especially at a young age, you can't close the Pandora's box ever again.
Hell no.
You're dealing. You're like, it's so much that come with that shit, and especially if you started out young, hot and ready like Little Caesar's pizza.
Yo, yeah,
man, like
going crazy like a firecracker.
I'm talking about, bro. Like, coochie is a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying?
The free meat or the pepperoni.
Man,
I think.
Hey, look, I think
with the icing on it, man.
I think vagina is responsible for more deaths than any disease.
I would definitely agree.
Absolutely.
But
cancer ain't got shit on coochie. But go ahead.
Facts. But nah, like for real, like bro, god damn, because when I hear stuff like that, bro, it's like, I mean, what do you really say? Yeah, I'm like Sir Hill, bro. I'm done. Like, I'm just, yeah. If you gonna play this shit again, I'm getting out of here. So I'm gonna
if you.
Man, hey, appreciate you, CJ, bro.
Ooh, big
always,
man. Always. What's love, brother? What's love? Queen Smile in the building.
Man, I think the guys have said it. I'm done. I'm done. This is stressful. Note to self: check out the thumbnail in advance. I'm out.
All right, thank you, sweetheart, for being here. Queen Smiley, guys, listen, y'all come and support Queen Smiley tomorrow. She'll be leading the ladies tomorrow. Let the ladies speak on tomorrow at 8:30 Central Standard Time. She'll have a panel full of ladies. They're going to really, really get it in. So y'all come and support her tomorrow. Oh yeah, they're talking about the top things that's attractive to men. So make sure y'all tune in on that. All right. Queen Smiley in the building. All right, we got my boy Rob. That's
what
my
up,
boy.
dog?
What's going on, twin?
What up, dog? Twin, what's the deal, my boy? Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just here for the backstage, but man. Everybody, hey, man, women, hey, fuck with a purpose, you know. Don't be out here just fucking just to be fucking. You know, we can't handle that shit. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. I'll see you in the back, Doc. All right, man. I gotta talk to my dad about this dude, man. Hey, JT in the building. What's your final thoughts, my guy?
Man, great as usual. Great Monday, bro. Yeah, this shit. Man, I'm kind of like the other ones, man. That shit that took all the energy out of me.
Too much we can say.
Ain't not really. We put it out here on the show, man. We put it out here on the show, but the only thing I gotta say, man, from the two videos, shit. The only thing you can say from there is hurt people on some real shit.
Absolutely.
And I'm just thankful that I got a chance to just see it through a third party lens, and it wasn't in my immediate environment. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand both of those videos, both of them. I've heard them same talk. I heard that same conversation over and over and over again, man. So yeah.
Hey man, somebody in the chat say you got a voice that can talk the panties off a Swedish king.
A lot of this shit is the mic, man.
All right, man, give it up for JT, man. Y'all see him every Saturday night at 9:30 on What We Know podcast, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. All right, see you in a little bit, bro. See you in a little bit. All right, DL Saint, what's your final word? What's your final thoughts?
Man, first video, that's a child reflecting her reality back as society. That's all that is. 100. Is it bad? Yeah, it's horrific, but that's what that is. Second video, that's two people who want to be victims, been victims their whole life, and they don't want to take any accountability for what they've done in life. Both of them,
absolutely.
And I mean, the fact that they agreed to come on the show is all you need to know.
Right.
But the one thing I did want to say, and I asked that question because I was just listening to everything and I was thinking, you know, the question I put to the panel, you know, what do we owe our children? For me, though, the overall thing I would say is love, but everything that was said, I wrote down, and I'm going to continue to explore this question. In fact, I think I'm going to do a show on it this week. But truth, love, discipline, correction, direction, explanation, all that's on point. And I need to, this is what I tell people, man. I have a button that I use on my show because this is what I'm trying to do, man. For me, it's all about this.
Think tank, Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
That's one thing we do not do as a society. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what hood you from. I don't care what bubble you were brought up in, what side of the tracks. We do not critically think anymore. And Brother Black Man, this is why I'm always giving you your flowers, because on this platform, everything requires you to think. There's no fire and forget over here. It forces, and the question I asked today, everyone thought about it. You know what I mean? They didn't regurgitate talking points or anything like that, man. Right. So shout out to you for what you're doing. I'm going to explore this because our country is lost, and we'll never find ourselves as a society, as a nation, if we don't raise our babies. No one knows what we owe our children.
Exactly.
So thanks for having me on, man. I always love coming over here, full contact over here. Even though my Bengals got smacked by the Browns, I think the world's coming to an end. Oh my God, man, we got beat down.
Oh
like we
man,
got beat
man.
Down.
Damn, I thought y'all had that in the bag.
Oh Lord, no, I did too. Until I got to watch, man, I had to turn it off. Like, oh, let me come on here before I done did something, man. But hey, we got to face them again. Our division won the toughest division in football, so we got to see them again. We ain't gonna lose twice to them. I promise you that.
Hey,
Chase will be back.
I'm gonna tell you, them Bills are motherfucker, but we'll talk about it later. All right,
oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Peace.
All right, my brother from another mother, Mandrell. What's your final thoughts?
Yeah, so my final thoughts is parents teach your children better because it starts with you. It starts at home. I mean, now I know parents have a hard time because no matter what you teach a kid, the kid may not end up being anything like that, you know? So the only thing you can do is do the best you can. Problem is a lot of parents aren't doing the best they can, and they don't care to do more than what they're already doing, if they're doing anything at all. So it starts at home. Parents, stop being a dick about it. Teach your kids the way they need to be taught, and treat them the way they should be treated. At least give them some dignity. I mean, that's all I got to say, because I'm just going to repeat myself.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
I'll see you in the back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, man. I got to go get this green dye out my head. I went to volunteer today. I used some VPTO today with my company to go help out. And I had to go as something. So I ended up doing the Joker. And so it came out pretty good, but I got to get this green shit out of my head. It better come out my head because I can't have it. I can't go to work like this tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody that came to the panel. Thank you guys for being here tonight. As usual, we're just a family, man. And so I thank God for you guys for coming in. I did want to thank Mandrell and Sir Hale. I also wanted to thank Thanos for donating and sponsoring the Letterman jackets for my boys. They got them. I did send. I think I'm gonna send a picture to Sir Hale. I forgot to send it to him. But thank you guys for sponsoring those boys, man. Those boys love those jackets, man. I sent Mandrell the picture yesterday. I'm gonna send my boy Sir Hale the picture as well, because you guys really did show up and show out for my boys. So I really, really, really appreciate you guys so much. And today, if you guys want to see how it really looked before I took all this shit off my face, this was my version of the Joker today that I had on today for the children. So here it is. So man, yeah, I had a ball, man. Had a ball with those kids out there, man. Scared half from the damn death, but this green shit will not come out my head, so I'm gonna have to go figure something out tonight. But anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Sir Hale Speaks, Rob, DL Saint, Mandrell, Queen Smiley, the What We Know podcast, JT, and Rob was in the building tonight. CJ from the 5100 podcast, thank him for coming in tonight. And Queen Smiley, make sure y'all come and support her tonight. Tomorrow there will be no unisex show tomorrow. There will be the women in the name of their show. Queen Smiley is the host of that. Will be let the women speak. They will be talking to you men. I mean, she'll be talking to the women about what is attractive to men, what men like. And so that's going to be amazing to watch tomorrow. So let's support them as we move forward. And again, thank you guys. Now, before we leave out of here, Sir Hale, turn your camera on in the back if you still can hear me, because I got something I want to say to Sir Hale before we get out of here, if Sir Hale is still here. All right, Sir Hale, I have something for you, a surprise for you, man. This is for you and forever for you, my brother. I dedicate this to you, my brother.
Girl, we've been together such a long, long time. And when you're near me, my heart does shine. So I got to ask before we start. It's a question straight from my heart. Can I see one today? Oh, girl, just give me one today. Ooh.
I just want to see one of your titties, girl.
You guys have you guys have a great evening, man. As usual, you know we always gonna have some fun. So you guys have a really, really great evening, man. And we'll see you guys on tomorrow supporting the ladies. All right, peace.